Welcome to another episode of Xahlee Talk Show. If you are watching this offline, play at 1.5 speed. If you are here, say hi. So we're gonna code Perl. I'm gonna demonstrate a Perl find and replace script of all files in a directory, and I'm going to demonstrate formatting Perl code. Okay, so let's see. Let's look at the Perl code. So .pl. So there it is. So here's a code. It can do multiple find and replace pairs. It can do regular expression or literal find replace, and it can filter file by file name regular expression, of course, and automatically make backup and generate a report. So several things. So we're gonna show that. Then we're gonna demo how to format Perl code. So for example, if you have Perl code like right now, like if you if they are not formatted correctly, I can press the key. I mean, you go to shell and call a command to automatically format it. Then we're gonna write a Emacs command to call that command. So in Emacs, I can now press the key, and it will be formatted, like before. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. So first of all, we're gonna demonstrate this Perl find replace. So let's pick a directory. So those are documentation. So can you see it? Yes. Comments. Okay, so demonstrate. So we want to, the directory is gonna be here. I made some temporary files. So this is Emacs Lisp manual. Okay, so if you go to the directory, there are 1,000 files. Okay, so open the top one showing browser. So that's what it looks like. So we're gonna find replace all files of a text in this directory. Okay, so close. So that's where you specify. Then this is here is where you specify a backup directory. It will make the changes and all original files changed files. If there's a change in a file, then there will be a backup, and all the backup will be created in this directory. Okay, so that's this backup path. Then here's a regular expression. I can replace all HTML files or JavaScript files and so on. And write to file. So this is a feature I added. Originally, this script is written in 2020. I mean 2000. So that's 25 years ago. So I just updated it today. So write to file 0, and here is the pairs of replacement. So let's say GNU. Let's say replace GNU to be TTT. So, and then you can say use regular expression, yes or no, and file size limit. If it's beyond that, don't make any change. Okay, and the rest of it is code. So let's do it. Let's do a demo. So let's go to this directory again. Let's open a new window so we can kind of see. So okay, so open that. Well, let's make it wider. Okay, so what we doing? So yeah, so go back here. So we open this file. Let's say we want, what do we want to replace? So GNU replaced by TTT. So there is one occurrence of GNU. And let's say write to file 0. Okay, so run it. So total file 0 file changed because you say write to file write to file 0. Why is it not doing a report? Even if it's 0, it still should do a report. Okay, so I think it's because we don't have it capitalized. Run it. There it is. Okay, so you can see total files 1,086 file changed, and each change is reported here. So that's a script. Now if we look at this file, close it, reopen, it's not changed because we said write to file false. Let's see. So find go, okay, not go. So here, because we say write to file false. Now if you change that to true, now Perl doesn't have a Boolean data type, so 1 is true, is 0 is false. Okay, run it. Okay, so again, the same report. Now go here, you can see, now it changed. Now let's change multiple things. Let's change all Emacs to close that. Let's say we change Emacs to be EE. Then let's change TTT to be HHH. Okay, so we can do multiple pairs at the same time. Run it. Hello, Talmud. Hello, ACP. Yeah, this is ancient. So again, 1000 file changed, and some of them 4 times, 3 occurrences, 6. So switch back here so you can see it made those changes. Emacs became EE, Emacs became EE, and TTT became HH. So, and if you go to the backup directory, close that. Now where do we specify the backup directory? So go there, open it, so you can see it copies the entire directory structure. So you see the backup directory is that, but because we are in a directory called XX, so it copied that, then Emacs this, then there. So here you can see it's the original file. I mean, it's the original file because we did the replacement again. So that's a demo of this code. Okay, so close it, reopen it, go to, so you can get the code. I just updated right here. So if you go to Xahlee Talk Show, close that, Xahlee Talk Show, it's right here. Okay, so you can copy the code if you want. Now, by the way, there is also Golang version for grep, and find replace Golang version and Python version, and there's also Emacs version and Emacs how to. So it's, you can use any one of those. The code is all there. Okay, so that's one thing. Now let's demo the formatting Perl code. Okay, so right now I'm in this is Go program, so I can merge up these and I press the key, they became formatted. Let's say undo. Okay, save. So you see right now it's not formatted well. So for example, it's now save it. I'll press a key, it formats the entire code. So that command I demonstrated a few days ago is here, and so that was the talk show. That was the talk show about Xahlee Talk Show 3 days ago. So 3 or 4 days last week. Let's see there. Xahlee Talk Show episode 673. About a week ago. Format Python, JavaScript, Golang, HTML, CSS in Emacs, and Wolfram language auto format. Okay, so you can get a code, so you can format it. So, but now we are missing. We don't have Perl. So close that. Now go to perl.pl. So this file. So in this file, if right now it's not formatted correctly, so I make it one line. Now save it. However, I can do it by Perl tidy. Okay, Perl tidy and the file name. So file name is that correct? So now watch this line. Okay, do it. Okay, now back here. Now auto revert. So now you can see they are formatted well. So, but the problem now is that, so this is demonstration of Perl format. This Perl tidy command is bundled with Perl, like usually. Otherwise, you can call cpan, cpan, then Perl tidy to install it. But I think it's bundled in every Perl. So that's how you format code, okay? But I want a command in Emacs, so I press a key, it'll just do it, okay? So let's write that, okay? Let's write that command. So far so good, so far so good, okay? So now we want to write a command. Now we can just copy existing command. So for example, let's go to Go and describe key, tab F. So here's the source code for Golang format buffer. Okay, so how do you select it? Not that. Okay, copy it. Let's see, is this what we want? Yep. Okay, close it. Find Go, close it. So here's a Perl program. Now let's make it not well formatted. Now go to Xahlee Talk Show, today's talk show, and let's write one. Okay. Wait. Perl code, paste the code, and pop it out, and Xahlee Perl format. Okay, and wait, this shouldn't be Perl, it should be Emacs. So let's do it again. Emacs this code, put it there, pop it out. Now this is Xahlee Emacs this mod. Now this is correct. Okay, so we want to write this code. So replace or go by Perl. Okay, just one occurrence. Okay, so some Perl format buffer. Now let's see what is a command. This is a command cut. So eventually we need to do this. Okay, we need to call that command in shell. So format current file by calling Perl tidy. Okay, buffer is saved first. Yes, and do I have a URL? Not right now. And creation date, version date. Okay, so now, so when buffer is not a file, report error. Okay, then if buffer is modified, save it. Okay, then create a temp variable, local variable output out buffer. Okay, create the buffer Xahlee Perl format output. Okay, that's good. Then save current buffer. So this, now there's a better way to write this with temp buffer. Okay, so with temp buffer, output buffer, then erase buffer. So let me explain what this does. Okay, save current buffer just wait, what? Save current buffer just means, you know, not saving a file sense, but you so you can restore the buffer, whatever buffer you are in. Okay, so anyway, so then you set the buffer, so you make the current buffer. That's what set buffer means. So you want to make the current buffer to be output buffer, then you erase it. So basically what this line does, then because you are doing save current buffer, then so after this is done, it'll just revert to whatever the previous buffer. So that buffer, so this line basically means, you know, you create a buffer of this name. If it already exists, then do anything. If not, then create it. That's what this get buffer create means. Okay, and that returns a buffer, so that's the output buffer. Okay, then you want to erase, you want to empty that content before you run this command. But a better way to write it is just with temp buffer. So with temp buffer means make this buffer current, then erase buffer. So okay, you can with temp buffer is actually just a macro for that. So we can look up describe function with temp buffer, go to the source code. Wait, it's not with temp buffer, it's with current buffer. Okay. Yeah, so actually this should be God, I recently changed xahlee keys, so there is so this is equivalent to that. So describe function with current buffer, jump to the source code. So you can see it basically just calls save current buffer. This is a macro. Okay, so anyway, so far so good. Yes, then call process go format. No, we want to call Perl tidy. Okay, Perl tidy. Then neo output buffer neo. Then option will B means replace the current file. B means overwrite the current file. Okay, then buffer file name means the current buffer's file path. Okay, so then what is this? So now what we want to know. So right now actually this command will work, but what we want to know is that we want to know whether Perl tidy return code exit code. We want to know if it formatted correctly. So is there a documentation for Perl tidy? Let's see. But anyway, regardless, let's assume it's successful. So what the rest of the code does is that if the so this should be with temp buffer, okay, with current buffer. So if the buffer output buffer, basically this checks if the output buffer is empty. So if it's empty, then kill the output buffer, then the current buffer is whatever is your code. Then you just revert it. That means revert it to whatever is on disk, because this command just changed it. But if the output buffer is not empty, then you show it. Okay, so this command should work, but to make it better, we should check what Perl tidy actually returns. We need to check the exit status, but let's ignore it for now. Okay, so now run the code. Okay, run the code and copy the name. Now go to the Perl code. Let's see, where's the Perl code? Close that. Here's a Perl code. Okay, now meta x Perl format buffer. Do it. Fantastic and beautiful. Okay, now let's experiment on something. Okay, so let's just create a file xx.pl. Okay, basically same file, but now we screw up that, but let's also screw up the syntax. So this now becomes invalid Perl code, and now we call the format. Let's see. Let's see what happens, if whether it's gonna erase my file or not. Let's do it. Okay, so it does not. Did it even complain? No, it didn't even output anything. Oh, interesting. So the Perl formatter actually does some kind of heuristic format. So this line, you see, this line of code is invalid. Okay, wait. This line of code is invalid, but Perl just formatted the best way it can. So if you run this right now, it won't work, because you see you got syntax errors and so on. But if you add the comma there, then call format, do it. Now it's good. Okay, so actually we just wrote, so now now we just wrote our code, successful. and this part is now redundant. This kind of don't need the output because apparently the Perl tidy doesn't output anything. Okay, so what should we do? Yeah, so we just revert the current buffer and don't do anything. Okay, and cut that out, put it back, syntax correct, show in browser. So that is it for today. We successfully done. Okay, I think that's it for today. Jean-Claude Lemonou, what's up, guys? Okay, I think I'm done. So yeah, let it be short. If you guys like my stuff, donate. Okay, so go to xahlee.info, go to the bottom, lots of programming tutorials, about 6,000 pages, Patreon me, Amazon gift card me, or PayPal me. If you work, have a job, pay me $100 one shot. That would be appreciated. Thank you. Okay, so we shut down. Should we shut down? Yeah, I think we, done this. We shut down in 2 minutes. Comment and questions. So here is my banana juice and coffee. Fantastic. Now, if you don't know, of course, I have Perl Python. There's a complete Perl tutorial here. Let's squeeze a few minutes. Let's see what I can talk about. Lots of updates. Okay, xahlee keys. Yesterday, I made a major change. So if you don't know, xahlee keys is a key binding system in Emacs, the most powerful editor. That's what I'm using. Key binding system. So it's more efficient than Vim, meaning that for doing the same thing, you have to type less keystrokes than Vim. Okay, but this is for Emacs. You can download it on GitHub. You can watch a video, and you can see the keystrokes. Now, the one change I made is that you see those number row. So originally, each number they do something, but now I removed them all. So they become now merged to the the letter keys section, because that way you don't have to move your fingers all the way up. In fact, that caused me major and permanent hand injury, especially because of the 1, 2, and 3 keys since 10 years ago, and it became permanent. Like right now, here is painful. Not right now, but last week, it's kind of permanent. Okay, so if I started to type too much, it hurts here. Why here? Because I use this middle finger to press the number 3 key all the time, and because I'm a touch typer, so I just flip that up, type the key 3 all the time. Why the key 3? Because 3 is for unsplit window. Right now I don't have that key anymore. So, but I still press that by habit. Key 3. So doing that, so that created a permanent hand pain there. It took a while to realize. Took me like a year to realize that one. And before, the problem was key 1 and 2 on the Microsoft Natural keyboard, because I have I got into a habit of moving my hand like that and use the index finger or the pointing finger to press 1 and 2, and that created a problem here. So that was 2010. So the number row keys are kind of nasty. And I remember back in 1992, actually I started to touch type on QWERTY in 1988. Okay, about 1988 on a electric typewriter. And I started to learn Vorak, to touch type Vorak in 1994. Okay, so I don't have a problem until 2005. And then I started to have problems, like every few years, another new problem. It began in 2005 because I was using a laptop keyboard all day, like for a year, for 2 years. That began all the problem. Carpal tunnel, I that's very technical. I don't think that's carpal tunnel, but carpal tunnel is very technical name. So, so I don't think it's proper to go with technical names, because the repetitive strain injury, there's all kinds and kind of fuzzy. Even the scientists don't know exactly why it happens. So anyway, so this is one of the change I made to xahlee keys. So you no longer press, the number keys. Instead you press the shift and enter. Okay, that's one change about xahlee keys, and lots of others, and lots of other things I did recently. But that's it for this one. One topic at a time per video. Bye, guys.